On location here with Mark Linton at Linton's Enchanted Gardens in Elkhart on County Road 17. Mark, we normally do a lot of our features from your location there in 17, but today a bit of a treat. We're on East Jackson Boulevard in Elkhart on the river, and what a home this is. And you've done a beautiful job of landscaping the front, the entry of this home.
Yeah, this is a historic home here in Elkhart, over 150-year-old home, never been landscaped before, so this is the first time this home has seen landscaping. And we were approached by the homeowner. They wanted a low-maintenance landscape. Didn't want to hide the architecture. Got some really cool brick on it, nice detail work in that, and wanted a lot of color. And so we've got low maintenance flowering plants, trees and shrubs, perennials that come back year after year, so very minimal maintenance.
Well, it's custom landscaping at its best, and Mark, we're standing in the middle of some of it right now. Can you kind of describe what the viewer at home is seeing?
Sure. What we did was kind of follow the architectural features of the house. Wherever we've got a window, we've got lower plantings. This is an old-fashioned boxwood, and it was important to stay with plants that were in keeping with the time period of the home. So we've got some dwarf evergreens around the base of the windows. In front, creating a nice layered type of look, we've got the coreopsis, which have been blooming all throughout the summertime with the yellow flowers. Earlier in the season, the dwarf spireas, which had pink blooming flowers. And what we did was accent the corner of the house with a sweet bay magnolia, and that blooms in the springtime. Beautiful, pure ivory white colored flowers that are quite fragrant. And what I particularly like about this tree is the silver colored bark and the beautiful branch structure.
It is striking, isn't it?
And also behind it, framing the corner of the house, is a nice blue conifer. This is a Wichita blue juniper, and that is going to grow up to be about 10-12 feet in height. So when the leaves come off of the magnolia, that's providing the bones of the landscape.
Scale is critical to a job such as this, isn't it, Mark?
Very much so. And with the lower windows, created somewhat of a challenge that we didn't have a lot of opportunities for some height, but the space between the windows, that's why we've got this little dwarf ornamental tree here. This is a Diablo 9 bark, and it has beautiful burgundy colored leaves spring, summer, and fall. Blooms with clusters of pink flowers late spring, early summertime. Does a nice job of kind of breaking up this long expanse here.
It's incredible to think that this is a home that really hasn't been landscaped in 150 years, and you've really transformed it. Part of the appeal, at least for me, is what you've done here at the very entry. Let's walk over this way, if you don't mind, Mark. And you've brought Elkhart and the history of our city right here to the front of this home, haven't you?
We have recycled bricks that are in excess of over 100 years old. These are street bricks from downtown city of Elkhart, and we have chipped off layers of asphalt as well as concrete and brought new life to them. You can see how they've kind of been through the war with the edges kind of beat off, but works out real well. We wanted to make a nice entryway here to the house. It gives us nice pads for the concrete urns, and we've put some seasonal color in there for them as well.
And a nice lead-in, right, to what we're looking at here, the front door.
Over here on this side, had another challenge with this house. We've got two front doors, and it was a little confusing for first-time guests as to which door to go to. So just to make it really, really clear that this is the main door, we actually planted a small ornamental tree here to provide somewhat of a visual block to downplay the secondary entrance. It's a little dwarf weeping flowering crabapple, blooms with pink-colored flowers in the springtime. And then underneath the base of the tree, we've got the summer blooming coreopsis, we've got the old-fashioned shrub roses, and then we had some necessary evils back in the corner there. We've got all the utilities, we've got the gas meter, the electric meter, and so we planted a black-eyed Susan in front of the gas meter, and then a tall, slender, flowering little dwarf tree called a fine line buckthorn. It has a real beautiful fern-like limelight type of leaf and blooms with little pink bell-shaped flowers in the springtime.
Did you, when you first looked at this home, and you've seen it, you've been by it a number of times, you appreciate the canvas they provided here for you? I like the arched windows. There's some real uniqueness to it.
Actually, I was so excited to have this opportunity. I've lived in Elkhart my whole entire life. I've driven by this house, I'm sure, thousands of times, multiple times a day. Actually, while we were working out here, it was fun working on the project because waving at people as they're going by, honking horns and that. But yeah, it's definitely a landmark house here.
What else do we have to wrap up on this side of the front door entry?
Well, a lot more flowering little dwarf perennials. We've got the dianthus blooming with red flowers here in front of us. And then the dwarf butterfly bush called Lo and Behold. That continues to bloom all the way into the fall. Some more pink shrub roses. And then one of my personal favorites is the hydrangea. Another old-fashioned favorite, very much in keeping with the time period of the house. This is a limelight hydrangea. Gets to be about 4 feet in height, 4 feet in width. Starts blooming in early summertime and blooms all the way into the fall.
Mark, you've done an incredible job here, and the color just makes this whole front pop, doesn't it?
It does. And with the perennial flowers, homeowners are going to be able to come out here, take cuttings, and bring those flowers into the house and be able to enjoy them inside as well as outside.
And one of the things you told me early on was the fact that both husband and wife, very busy. They have a family. They don't have a lot of time to do a lot of work. So, again, the low maintenance theme here is critical to their enjoying it all.
That was extremely important, and to go along with that, we installed a lot of perennial flowers, and those are the flowers that come back year after year, so don't have to plant annual flowers to depend upon color. Another thing is just the utilization of dwarf type of plants that don't require a lot of pruning, that they will just naturally shape themselves, as well as plantings that are disease and insect resistant.
And obviously irrigation's very important. You've got that included here too.
Just installed a new irrigation system. Another contractor did that. First time the home has ever been irrigated in 150 years.
Well, again, fantastic job, and this is the kind of work that you can expect from Linton's Enchanted Gardens. Again, we talk a lot about the nursery, we talk a lot about the garden center, but we can't forget about what Mark can do for you in terms of custom landscaping, and it makes a lot of sense. There are a lot of people out there that are the do-it-yourself types that you can lend a hand to.
That's right, and our do-it-yourself program is incredibly popular. We've got different levels of service that we can provide our customers. We have some pre-designed landscapes that are front designs of some pretty popular common style of homes in the area that our guests can come in and just pick up those, and then we can help them customize that to their home. Or if they want to bring in pictures or a sketch or a drawing with measurements, happy to sit down with them and make recommendations or suggestions that way. And also we offer the service where we'll actually come out to their house and meet them there and provide a landscape design free of charge, just with the understanding that the way we get compensated for our time is agreeing to purchase the landscape supplies exclusively from our garden center.
That sounds fair enough. That's a great deal, and now would be a good time to do that because we're about done here for the year in terms of enjoying the yard for the summertime, but you can make plans for next spring and summer right now, can't you, Mark?
It's a very good time. You know, we've seen a big difference in the change of the weather now with the cooler season. Actually, new plants don't have the same type of watering requirements that we're having the cooler temperatures, as well as some natural rains in that. Excellent time to get them planted and rooted in before we go into the winter time. And what that does is ensure that the homeowner gets to enjoy all the color first thing in the springtime as soon as the snow melts.
That is excellent. Well, you can connect with Mark either by way of the internet, lintons.com, or they can give you a call, I would imagine, huh?
Oh, most certainly. Or stop by. Our garden center is open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. There every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. until 6, rather.
And a quick phone number, Mark?
Area code 574-293-9699.
All right, this is a postcard kind of a look out here. Great job, Mark.
Thank you, Craig.